shoes. Blimey. Oh. Something happening? Oh, he's just mixing up. Oh, good grief. Go away.
Make nice outside.
Don't know if I've got signal here or not. Maybe. Maybe I'm talking to myself, as usual. I'm a scorcher. Hot, hot day. Again. Wow. All building, all construction. Right. Let's sort out some settings now. It's actually working. We hope. Hi, Coletta. Nice to see you. To see you nice. Hopefully not struggling with signal, shouldn't be. Let's get you turned around. There you go. Oh, so I'm going to start by talking about house prices. And what sparked this is a conversation I had with somebody a little while ago, well, a few months ago actually. They were asking about the price of our houses. And then after I told them, they basically said that they sounded really expensive compared to where they were, which is in the Moscow region. And I thought, sounds strange. But hey, don't know. But had the conversation again with the same person recently, and I asked them, well, what are you comparing it to? Because, you know, our houses aren't expensive. We've looked, we know the area, we know what the agents say. Of course, everybody chances there are when you first put something up for sale. But now they are very competitively priced. It's just, unfortunately at the moment, the housing market here in this particular area is completely stagnant. Nothing is buying or selling, and there's a number of reasons for that. But anyhow, we're not going to get into that. But yeah, so I asked, you know, what's your comparison? How have you determined that our houses are expensive? So they showed me price of a house in the region that they were in, and it was, yeah, initially you look at it and go, wow, that's cheap. And then you read the advert and you look into it, and this is the thing that I want to talk about. Because in the UK, we all know what a house is. It's kind of an industry standard, isn't it? If you see a house advertised for sale, and it's not from a developer, it's not a new build, if it's number 32 Acacia Gardens, that bridge is, look at that, that's definitely getting a bit wobbly, that bridge, isn't it? Probably a few cows walked across it. Yes, so yeah, if it's number 32 Acacia Gardens and it's a 35-year-old house and blah blah blah, you know what you're getting, don't you? It's the house, the garden, the drive, the garage if it's got it. Hey chickens. You know, the house has got windows and doors, it's decorated. Might not be to your taste, but it's decorated. It's got a kitchen, it's got bathroom or bathrooms. You know, it's a house. That's what we're used to in the UK. Don't really question it, do you? And if you go and look at it and you find that it hasn't got a kitchen or a bathroom, you'll just walk away. I don't know anybody really that would be interested in a house without a kitchen or a bathroom, apart from a developer, you know, a flipper. So We know what a house is in the UK, what we're expecting. And this is the problem that people coming from the UK to Russia will encounter. Because there is no standard here for buying a house. And case in point, that's exactly what we found with this advert. The advert wasn't from a developer, it was from a house builder. And the advert started at prices starting from. So we all know straight away, prices starting from is really the absolute minimum price that you are going to pay. And you're never going to get that, because your minimum price is never valid anywhere in the world. There's always an exception. Now, because this particular advert was from a house builder, it was talking about the house. I know it sounds like I'm talking a load of rubbish, but that wasn't the land. So the price didn't include the land. That was your responsibility. So this house builder gave you a minimum price for a house to build it on a piece of land that you supply. Now, that could be anywhere, I guess, but if it's further than his local area, going to be an increase in price. But anyhow, you get the picture. But when you read the advert more thoroughly, the from price, which is the highlighted price that this particular person was quoting me as a comparison, didn't include windows, didn't include doors, didn't include an interior or a floor, staircase or bathroom or kitchen. It literally was a shell of a house, and like I say, it didn't include land. Now, this is very common in Russia, and it catches a lot of Westerners out because, like I say, we're used to just buying a house. You know, you see the price, that's the price it is. You don't have to think that you've got to pay for the land on top of that price. It's, well, nobody buys a house from not the land, it's part of it. Not here. Very, very common for a developer to give you the price of a house. Now, some people will say that this is misleading, and that was probably my initial thought, but as is always the case, you have to step back and zoom out sometimes and look at it from both sides. Yes, you can say that that's misleading and that's careful advertising. But what I've come to realise about Russia is it is a place very much of dotted I's and crossed T's. They're very precise with stuff. Now, I'm not suggesting that everybody operates under the same rules, but as I say, there's always two sides to everything. And from a developer's perspective, they advertise a house, they show you the house, and they give you the price of the house. And that's what it is. It's the price of the house. And you have to read the advert and see what's included. Because if it's not included in the advert, then it's not included. And it will say, this is the price of the house. And if it says it's got a kitchen and a bathroom, it's included. It doesn't say it's got a kitchen and a bathroom. It's not. And also, the same with the land. And the same with floors and internal decoration. And they call it here, where we call it internal decoration, they call it, might be rectification or something along them lines, I can't remember. But what effectively you can be looking at is something like that. So your minimum price might be 2 million rubles for a house, and you think, fantastic. And then that's what it actually is. It's just a frame, and the 2 million won't include the land. So it ain't 2 million for a house, is it? It's 2 million for a shell. You'll have a roof on it, but you've got to do everything else. So this is very, like I say, very, very common, and no two adverts, no two houses, no two properties for sale are the same. Even with developers, the same developer can advertise in different ways. So they can advertise just a house, or they can give you a price that includes the land, or they can give you a price for standard finish inside. And the reason for this is because there's so much choice here. There's so much availability to change. So, you know, it's not Lego. It's not just this is standard. You can buy a house in pretty much any condition, like the one I've just shown you. You can buy that how it is. And some people will. And they'll do it themselves, or they'll do some of it themselves to keep the cost down, or spread the cost over years where they're looking to it as a retirement home. But as I say, it's extremely common to have different prices. And when you go on to something like a Vita and you start looking at house prices, you've really got to look at the advert to see what is included. And the rule of thumb really is, if it doesn't say it's included, you must assume it isn't. So if it doesn't say anything about internal decoration, or kitchens or bathrooms, or heating, or plumbing, or electrics, then you must assume that it's not included. Now, if there are multiple pictures of a house that's 20 years old and it's full of furniture and it's being lived in, that's not necessarily the case. You know, it's pretty obvious. You can tell from the pictures that there's a kitchen fitted. But what I'm saying is, you must assume that if it's not included. And do you know what? Even on that point, you see a house and you see pictures of it and there's a lovely kitchen and you think, oh, that's wonderful. You need to check whether the kitchen's included, even though it's in the pictures. Because another common thing here, which we don't do in the UK at all, is they'll take the kitchen with them. Now, that's something you need to be aware of if you're buying a second-hand property. What's that? Missing cat? Yeah, missing Moggy. Oh, poor thing. Yeah, they will literally unbolt the kitchen. So you need to make sure. Don't ever assume that it's included. And like I say, it's not for deceptive reasons, it's just straightforward. And it is a Russian mentality. Well, the advert doesn't say the kitchen's included. It says you get the bathroom. Don't say anything about the kitchen. So why would you assume the kitchen's included? Equally, it doesn't say the car on the drive is included in the price. So why would you assume the car comes with it? You know, it's that mentality. Case in point, I'll give you another example. I was talking to somebody recently about a rental, a contract. They're renting a property. Now, contracts for rent, yep, very common. All vary completely. They're not one size fits all. This way, or you want to go that way?
I already saw the house, it was on the corner.
Oh, okay, fine. So we're going this way or that way?
It was very, doesn't matter anyway.
Okay, we'll go this way. Sorry, we're having a look at houses, just because it's a hot day. Yes, again, you know, one size doesn't fit all. No such thing as a standard rental. So you've got to read what you're signing, and again, take it literally. Now, quite common is something like the price of the rent and when it's due. Yep, completely normal. It's not necessarily very common to have a stipulation on how you have to pay. So you must pay this by bank transfer, for example, or you must pay this to a telephone number, for example, which is, again, a common thing in Russia. People pay other people to a telephone number. So the banking system's a bit better here. Or, you know, a bank transfer or cash. Doesn't always stipulate that. That's not very common. It's just your rent's due on this date. The liability and the emphasis is on the renter to prove that he's paid that. You know, if it ever came to an issue and you're in a court of law and your rental agreement says pay on the 28th, you've got to prove that you paid on the 28th. So if you're handing over cash to your landlord, get a receipt. Pretty obvious stuff, really, pretty basic stuff. But in a case of paying to a phone number, which again, very common, if we go to the market, 95% of the stall holders will take payment to a phone number. If that number is in the contract, that's the number you pay to. And that might sound obvious, but as a recent conversation I've had with somebody, They were given a telephone number in a contract and then asked to pay to a different telephone number. And I advised them absolutely not. If you want to pay to a different phone number, no problem, but get another contract with that phone number in it. Because your contract's worthless if you haven't paid to the contract number, the telephone number that's in the contract. So, you know, there's all sorts of quirks when it comes to renting and buying. It is not straightforward like it is in the UK. And that's not a negative. It's just different. It's a different place. It's a different culture. They do things differently. Some stuff you're going to like. Some stuff you're not. But that's irrelevant. This is Russia. This isn't the UK. So if you come here, don't come here with your Western attitudes, thinking that this isn't good enough and that's not good enough and this should be done this way. No, that's just the country you came from. It's a bit like Sainsbury's setting up their shop and then going in there and saying, well, this isn't like Tesco's. I want it the same as Tesco. It needs to be the same as Tesco's. This needs to be here and this needs to be there. Well, you're an idiot. Doesn't work like that, does it? Can't walk into one shop and tell them they've got to make it like another one. Same as you can't come to Russia and tell them you've got to make it like the UK. It's not Russia adapting to you. That's impossible. How could Russia possibly adapt to every foreigner that comes here to meet all their whims? That's where the UK went wrong, trying to please everyone. So let's make a law for a law for a law to ensure that we keep everyone happy. And what happens? No one's happy. So, if you're coming to Russia, understand it is a different country, and just because you've always done it a certain way doesn't mean Russia does, or any other country really for that. We've just got this attitude, I think, in the UK that the world operates according to the beat of our drum, because that's how it's always been. We're the empire of the world. We dictate the terms. Yeah, and we believe that when we're in the UK, because that's what we're told. And we're told that we have the best healthcare, and we're told this and we're told that, so we kind of believe it to a degree. And when we go on holiday, we go to places like Spain. Why? Well, because it's the UK with better weather. That way, or this way there?
Yeah, this way we're going back to the
Yeah.
big bridge and now.
Okay, so this way?
Can we go?
Okay. Yeah, Spain's just the UK with better weather, isn't it? If you go on holiday to Spain, you go to Benidorm, what do you find? English pubs, English cafes, English expats. English. That's why we go there. Everybody speaks English. Food's English. You can buy the local stuff. Nobody bothers though, do they? No. I want me English breakfast. Russia's not like that. Can you find English stuff? Yep. But is it geared up for you as an English person? No. It's Russia. And as I say, it goes back to my Sainsbury's and Tesco's analogy. You can't walk into Sainsbury's and expect it to be Tesco's. That's why one's called Sainsbury's and one's called Tesco's. Clues in the title, really, isn't it? But people do come here with these attitudes. Somebody recently told me that because they were married to a Russian, their attitude, and this is God's honest truth, and tell me what you think, but because they were married to a Russian and they were an Englishman, the minute they crossed the border, they should be given citizenship. As a right, that should just be given to them. I didn't comment on that, because I was quite stunned that somebody was that ignorant, to be honest. But that's the Western, the English attitude. That's the attitude that we've all grown up with, this ignorance about the world.
Monster.
It's a monster house, isn't it? Jeez Louise, she's a big one. Oh dear, it's on 3 floors. Probably got a basement as well. Look at that. Yeah, garage underneath, 2 floors. That's a big house. Find that a lot in Russia, big houses. Yeah, it just, it did shock me, but it doesn't as well, because like I say, people come here with the Western chip on their shoulder. I would like to think that I didn't. I would like to think I didn't, and the reason is that I came here and had such a shock when I initially came here in October 2021 on holiday, that then made me get the rule book and throw it out the window. You know, the rule book that says this is what Russia is according to the West. That was the one that I've been reading all my life. So that's the one that I assumed, you know, Russia was, because the West is telling me that. Our governments, our media, etc. So it must be true. So for me, that was the attitude I came here with on holiday, but very, very quickly realised that that was completely false, completely wrong, and that I needed an education, I needed to readjust. And the easiest way to do that is to not have any preconceptions about anything and just throw them all out the window and be open-minded. Take each day as it comes and just absorb. Look, ask questions. Don't make statements. Now, that works for me, works a treat. You know, I understand Russian attitudes to a lot of stuff. I've still got so much to learn, and I'm happy to do that. I've got an open mind. It's a gas station, by the way. What we would call a substation, I guess, in the UK. We see them for electric. We have them here for gas as well. You all right, wife? Twisted your ankle?
No, here.
Yeah, ankle. Twisted your ankle? No, here, points to her ankle. Let's take it steady for a minute, but you're going to have to load it. So, wife's playing with her ankle at the minute. It still bends. That's called Russian sympathy. They don't do sympathy here. You twist your ankle, they don't run around you going, oh my God, you're all right. They just go, the other one works. You can hop, can't you? Nothing, darling. She's looking at me, what are you saying? I think I got away with that one, folks, until she watches the rerun. Anyway, yeah, so the purpose of this live really is just to give you an insight into houses. Just because you see an advertised price doesn't mean that that's the price for what you expect. That'll be the price for what it says in the advert. And if it doesn't say it in the advert, it's not included. That's the rule of thumb. It might be, but you certainly will need to check. And by check, I do mean, does it come with a kitchen? Does the house come with a bathroom? Are the plants included in the garden? Yeah, all of that stuff. So you can see stuff really cheap and think, that's a bargain. Absolute bargain, like this person did. So he was comparing not apples with apples, as I always say you should. When you start price comparing, you need to compare what you're getting for your money. Compare your apples with apples, not with bananas. It's not relevant. So, yeah, hopefully I've got signal here, because we are sort of off-grid a little bit, aren't we? I'll speak about off-grid in a minute. Gas pipes. Love a gas pipe. Spoke about gas pipes many times. Don't think I'll bother again unless I'm asked. But this is a bridge, look. Oh, Russia, baby. Reminds me of Clarkson and Co. Richard Hammond driving across the bridge. Look at it. Yeah. Sam wouldn't like this. Sam from Russian Adventures, by the way. Check his channel out if you haven't already. There's another guy that just shows you. Turns the camera on and shows you. Wanders about and shows you. doesn't spit out a particular narrative like a lot of us content creators do. God, cliche, just a bloke with a camera. I'm not any content creator or a YouTuber or any of that crap. Hate all that terminology. Just a geezer, just a bloke. I've met a few people that happen to subscribe to my channel, and one thing I hate is when YouTubers call them my subscribers. Absolutely hate that. You pretentious, stuck-up prick. If that's how you view people that subscribe to your channel, as your subscribers, who the fuck do you think you are? Pisses me off, as you can probably tell. So no, I've met a few people that happen to subscribe to my channel, and the first thing I say is, I'm just a bloke with a camera. There's nothing special about me. So, you know, some people have been sort of, oh, well, you know, I've done it myself. You know, I met famous people for the first time, and you're a bit starstruck, and you're a bit, oh, wow, oh, I've seen you on the telly kind of stuff. But every time, they're just people underneath, once you get to know them, with their faults, same as us all. Anyhow, I digress a bit, don't I? I always do that. I digress. Can't see that house being finished soon. Interesting. Wonder how much land it comes with. Bet it don't come with any. That's why it's derelict, probably. Right, I've waffled for a bit, so I should really say hello and catch up with the chat, shouldn't I? Oh, God. Nicoletta, buongiorno. Are you promenading? Well, I'm sort of wandering about a bit in southern Russia. This is a village called Gostogaevskaya. Say that again. Gostogaevskaya. Oh, poor pussy cat. Another pussy cat for gone missing. Okay. Yeah, it's from our development that. People came around looking. What a shame. Yeah, so this is live from southern Russia. A village called Gostogaevskaya. It's about 15 minutes outside of Anapa, A-N-A-P-A. Put that in your Google Maps. You'll see we're on the coast of the Black Sea, about 50 miles from Crimea. So this is where we're wandering about a bit. The good, the bad and the ugly. No filter. No editing. Although, I have learnt a new trick. Oksana, thank you. I've learnt I can pause the video. I can't do it on a live stream though. That's a bit of a shame. But on my videos, I can pause them. So I'm uploading my first attempt at pause and play the next day or two from the Japanese garden in Krasnodar, which is just otherworldly, spectacular. Can't tell you how good it is. Hopefully you'll see that from the video, because the video is 28 minutes long, which is a lifetime for me. I don't do 28-minute videos, but I've had to with this place, and that includes my pausing, which is, like I say, the new trick that I've learnt. Pause the video, go to another area, start the video again. It's kind of editing, I suppose, but it's right there, real world live editing. I can't pause the video and drive home for a start. It don't work that long. Haven't seen that before.
Oh yeah, here house first.
Yeah, new houses. Oh, okay. Quiet. Yeah, very quiet, peaceful. Backs onto all the fruit trees and stuff. Yeah. Every house is different. Look. And in the city you get apartment blocks, of course. But when you get to rural Russia, it's all different. Look at this monster. Absolutely huge. Look at the size of this. You can't call that a carport, can you? That is 2 stories. You could park a double-decker bus in that one. Everybody has a carport down here because it's hot, as you can tell. It's the 1st of September today and it's 31 degrees. Anyhow, I did say I was catching up with the chat, read 2 comments and started waffling again, so let's get in the shade and see what I can read. Sylvester, hi. Evil Twin, $5. Don't know what you want for your $5, but you haven't paid me. Chubba rubbish, okay. Evil Twin, I think. Dosvidania. Nicoletta, how peculiar. Yeah, regarding the housing, it's peculiar to us in the UK. But like everything here in Russia, it's logical. If you think about it, you can buy a better house. In the UK, you've got to commit to the purchase price of the house when you buy it. That's it. And you get to go in there and go, well, I like the kitchen, but I don't like the bathroom. Or this bedroom's nice and that one's too small. Or all of this stuff. So then you start factoring in the changes and all the rest of it. You buy a house out here in what they call the grey, which is just a shell. You can put stuff wherever you want. And you can build it. And you can have somebody build it for you. And you can have whatever supplier you want, not just the one that the developer has specified. Here's the catalogue of kitchens you're allowed to have from this one supplier. You can have any colour you like as long as it's black. So the choice is absolutely endless on that regard. And consequently, because there is no, you have to pay for the whole thing up front, like we do in the UK, take out your mortgage, transfer the money, you own everything. You can just buy it in the grey and do it at your leisure. Have a look at Sam's channel. His house is what I would call in the grey. He recently put windows in a few months ago, but nothing else. And he's doing it when he's got the money. A bit here, a bit there. That's really common. It's very common out here. And people will actually move into a house that's not finished. You know, they'll put a very, very basic kitchen in, if at all, maybe a gas stove, and they'll put a toilet in. And then they'll do it whilst they're living there. Common, very common. But if you haven't got, 200 grand, but you've got 30 grand, but you're working and you've got an income, or you've got some money coming to you next year or whatever, it's a brilliant way of doing things. In the UK, most people are priced out because they haven't got 300 grand minimum to pull out for a house. And they can't get a mortgage because they've got to put 20% down, which they haven't got. So it stops people getting on the housing ladder. Don't have that problem here. Now, obviously some of the houses may not be to our Western perspective. Some of the comments I get, oh, looks like a shithole. Yeah, okay, mate. But most people are mortgage free. So it's not a bad policy, is it? Anyhow. Off-grid in Russia, I mentioned. And the reason I mentioned that was, one, because the house I was looking at the time looked a bit off-grid, didn't it? And two, off-grid in Russia is Mike Jones' new channel. Now, sure, a lot of you have heard the name Mike Jones. He's effectively cut off from Western media, full stop, including YouTube, and even on his recent channel that he launched on YouTube, which was off-grid in Russia, and it was literally about building a house. No, can't have him. He's a wrong 'un. You're not allowed to listen to his opinion because it's wrong. It's not our opinion. So off he went, off with his head. But he's available on Substack. Check him out, because he's just bought an off-grid in Russia. He's just bought a little house. 100 years old, Soviet era. And about 1,000 square metres of land. And it's got a little banya in the corner. And it is real off-grid, really, really, really off-grid. No plumbing, a well for your water, very basic electrics, enough to run your lights and You know, maybe a very small kettle if you turn all the lights off. We're talking real basic. A composting toilet of all things. I know, some of us in the West will be going, myself included. But beautiful little area, lovely, beautiful scenery, so peaceful and quiet, absolutely cracking. But it's his, he owns it, hasn't mortgaged it. So in his late 30s, he's mortgage free. He owns a property. And he's got the opportunity now to do whatever he wants with that property, to expand on it or whatever. But as he said, it's a museum. How can you try and modernise it? It would just be sinful. So he's going to pretty much, I think, keep it how it is, and maybe build on a piece of land to the side a more modern dwelling, shall we say? Not something elaborate, just, you know, your basics. But it's lovely. You know, it's just really the word we would use is quaint, I guess. But no, I love it. It looks really cool. But here's the rub. Some of you are thinking, oh, I couldn't live in a place like that. But he paid $6,000. About, what, $5 grand? For the house, the sauna, the land, the fruit trees, whole lot. Whole kit and caboodle, owned outright. What can you buy in the UK for $5.5 grand? Wendy house? Tent? What are you poking at? You want me to go that side?
I think it's very loud here, no?
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah, main road. Yeah, I want to get off the main road. A bit noisy. I do need to catch up with the chat. Terrible at that. Sorry, guys. I will try and read your comments. If there are trolls, forgive me. I'll get to them. Say if. They're always trolls. It's always sad people. Haven't really got a life, have they? I'd be on their keyboard in their mum's basement. What, up there?
Yeah.
Doesn't go anywhere, does it? It's dead end.
No. It's road.
This road, yeah, I know it's a road there, but it stops at the end, darling. It's a dead end. Doesn't go anywhere, does it? Can you turn left? Oh, she's going to look. Okay, right. While she's looking, I'm going to have a look. Bill. Sorry, mate, I'm very late. Good morning, Chris, and have a nice day there. I'm doing that for a 4-letter word. Enjoy your day. Yeah, you keep that 4-letter word to yourself. No swearing at me with a word that begins with W. Yeah, I mean, Islam will enter each and every house. Yeah, okay, whatever, mush. Nicoletta, is it like this everywhere in Russia? Good question. I don't know. We can, yeah? Okay, we're going to cross over there. Good question. I don't know is the answer. I like it when people ask me that, because my comments are always my own opinion, my own experience. I never generalise. Even if I say, oh, and in Russia, I'm talking about my particular spot in Russia. I'm not talking about Moscow or St. Petersburg or Ekaterinburg or anywhere else, any other bergs, icebergs, whatever. I'm just talking about my area and my experience. And I do get accused of being Putin puppet, propagandist, pro-Russian and all the other crap. And I used to fight back against the pro-Russian, but do you know what? No, I'll agree with that. I am. Do you know why? Because it's just better here. So, it'd be a bit difficult to be negative, wouldn't you? If you come with an open mind, you're going to find everything's better. If you don't come with an open mind, if you come with your Western ways, you're not. You're going to grizzle and moan, it's not the same, no, it's too hot, don't like it, it's too hot. You know, or some other crap. But yeah, you need to have an open mind if you come to Russia. And just kind of re-educate yourself, relearn a bit. But yeah, Putin puppet, propagandist, paid shield, blah, blah, blah. I heard it all a million times. Doesn't affect me, other than talking about it for about 10 seconds. Nice house. Another nice house up there, and another one. We'll have a look. Anyway, trying to catch up with comments. Ah, this miserable English dude. Oh yeah, honestly, you won't believe how miserable I am. Ian, hi mate. Jägermeister likes garbage. Don't know why. He does. Nicoletta, Rule Britannia. Yeah. Can't read that. Hello. Somebody saying hello. Funny little Republican. Birmingham. Yeah, not quite. I can't be doing with people coming on using it as a platform for their crap. And this is what I say to these haters, you know, the people that come on and make statements. Just start your own YouTube channel and make all the statements you want. You can beat yourself to death every night with your box of tissues and your statements. But what you think you achieve by coming onto channels like mine and making these stupid statements, I don't know. I guess it satisfies you. Gives me something to do anyway. Banya, that's lovely. Nice carport. Nicely done. Very nice. 100, what?
25 sort, I think.
25 sot. I thought you said 125. I thought you said 125. I was like, what the hell? Yeah, 25 sots. So, sot or sotka is the size of the land. 25 sot would be 2,500 square metres. 1 sot, 100 square metres. So, our house is 9 sot, our big house. So that's 900 square metres. Blimey, a huge guest house in the back garden on that one. Eee. Oh, that's nice. Look at that. Grapes, normal. Very common. Carports are used for growing grapes. Or grapes are used to fill carports, one of the two. And that's another thing as well. Mark S. West puts out expansionist propaganda. Infrastructure, morale, and birth rates are neglected. Yeah, absolutely. Evelyn, where are you? Gostogoyevskaya, southern Russia. Just outside a seaside resort town called Anapa. A-N-A-P-A in your Google Maps and you'll see where we are. Evelyn, you bloody... Yeah, whatever. Helpful review. Well, I won't bother reviewing it, can't be asked. There we go. Oh, you having a laugh? Well, yeah, I guess so. Must be having a laugh, I guess, mustn't I? Bye. Nicoletta, thank you. Have a lovely day yourself. And I know I'm very late and you're probably long gone. Right, where are we? Your plane is ready to take off. I thought you said phone. That's right how I read that. Oh wow. Where are you off to? Russia, hopefully. Hey mate, my wife is Russian. Would love to move back from this third world shit show. Join my Telegram group. Download Telegram if you haven't got it. The Plastic Russian on Telegram. Good channel. Lots of good people in there. So if you've got any questions, you want to see more from Russia, ask away. Yeah, don't bother to read the messages that are held for review. It's just a load of abuse. I love my brick. Righto. Don't do Michael. Yeah. Hi to anybody. John looks a nice morning there. Yeah, it's wonderful, mate. Look. Wall to wall as usual. Is there a cloud? Can't actually see one, so I'm going to have to say no. No clouds. Difficult to read the screen. The shouty bloke. Good morning, sir. Somebody's game called Trump. Oh, whatever. Get rid. Delete. Oh, right. I'm trying to read. Let me see if I can catch up for a bit. Helpful reviews. Yeah, can't bother with that. Yeah, anyhow, onwards. Onwards. Apparently, the wife says we can get out at the end of here. So this is all sort of the edge of a new development, these houses at the back here. On the outer edge, and that stretches away from us, obviously. As always, very eclectic. Brand new stuff next to 100-year-old stuff. It's all got character. The new, the old. A lot of use of colour. Look at that. How old do you think that fence is? And those gates. Been there a while, haven't they? I've started looking recently, this is sad, but I've started looking recently at old Soviet-era fences that were made of concrete. Very ornate, very picturesque. And there's a few in our village, and there's a few in the neighbouring village. Gradually they get replaced over time with more modern stuff. But it's often the way. The retro stuff, the old school stuff, comes back around in fashion, doesn't it? People replace it because they move into the property and don't like it. Then 30 years later, the new people come in and buy all the old stuff back and try and return it to its previous state. Ah, the cycle of life. What, honey?
Size of the land.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's a big piece of land, isn't it? Goes right the way back. Like a little mini farm, that one. Can't see it through the trees.
Everybody had that 25.
Yeah. Very common in the south to find the older houses really small on massive pieces of land. Again, you know, you've got to understand why. It's not about grandeur, it's not about looking flash. Also now, I suppose, youngsters want to look important, don't they? But back in the day, people didn't worry about that. But if they had a big piece of land, they could grow food, feed themselves. And there's a new one being built. Big bit of land, another one in the back garden there, look. Two there on one bit of land. Very nice. Gonna be a big carport here. It's a big house. Too big for us. Yeah, so you find a small house, a huge, what we call a field. But they grow everything there, and that's the beauty of this region, Krasnodarsky Krai. The soil is extremely fertile, and the weather is wonderful, so everything grows here. From your potatoes to your melons, to grapes and cherries, and all the other things that I'm not going to bother naming, but it all grows here. Never been up here, darling. I've never been up here. And pussycat. Meow. Right. Gusman, greetings. I'll send you a message on my Telegram. I want to ask you something, which I won't do on here. Well, I'll message you on my Telegram. Just message me on Telegram to remind me that I was going to message you. You know how useless I am. Leonardo, good morning from San Jose. San Jose in California. Wow. The power of the internet. There you are in California, watching some English bloke wandering around a Russian village. Technology, eh? Look what it's done to the world. It's brought us all closer together, but some would argue we've never been further apart. Very profound, wasn't it? But true, I suppose. That way? Or this way? Oi, you're going to do it again, aren't you?
This way. I wasn't that way,
Thinking?
but it's last street. I don't know if it's connected.
Okay.
I think yes.
Oh, a brand new one for sale.
In.
Yeah, I was going to say it's very fenced in, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's something behind. Is it house again?
Yeah, there's two behind, or to the side. There's a driveway. Don't know. No, I don't think they're part of this property. You can see where the fence line is down there. And the driveway, it's sort of half fenced in. Yeah, yeah. That's
really
nice.
Nice and quiet.
Yeah, very peaceful over here. Just backing onto the fields. That's my kind of area. I'd like to be backed on next to some vineyard or something. I'm not a townie and I'm certainly not a city dweller. Can't imagine anything worse than living in a high-rise apartment. Kill me now. Literally can't imagine anything worse. All you do is wake up in the morning thinking of how you can get out of that place and go somewhere. So it's not home, is it? Home is something that you should be happy to be in, which is why we built our house the way we did. It's not about just putting a roof over your head while you sleep. That's not a home. That's just a dwelling. That's just a roost. Home is where the heart is. Getting all soppy now, better pack that in. Eesh. Ah, the resident yappiness. Not used to people walking around here. It's probably like, what on earth is going on? Parallel bars and a swing. Oh, no. Yeah, brings me on to my next point. Russian economy collapsing. Ha. Yeah, you funny. See the stuff in the Western news and yeah, shake my head. So used to it now. It's just like normal. I'm a bit numb to it to a degree. You know, Russia's economy's collapsing. Chips out washing machines, Ursula. Yep. Silly cow. One of life's oxygen thieves, isn't she? Of no value to society. But she doesn't live in society. She lives in a globist penthouse suite, doesn't she? Doesn't live in a world that we do, which is the real world, as we call it. Never been round here, anyhow. Lots of you saying hi. Kiki, hi. Eric. Cristiano. There you go, Kusman. Home is where the heart is, exactly. Lee Elrod. I'm from Orange. Check you out. Where you are, Plastic. I'm in a village called Gostogoyevskaya, just outside seaside resort town of Anapa, in the Krasnodarsky Krai region of southern Russia. That's where I am. Enjoying the beautiful weather, as always. That's what it's like down here. Which is why a lot of people that work in the north, work in Siberia and Novosibirsk, etc., look to retire to the south. They work in the snowy bit and the cold bit, earn good money, and then toddle off down here to grow some cherries, walnuts, etc. Speaking of which, what's that? Is that walnut? Yeah. Well, I'm showing you that because they grow like weeds out here, walnut. And they grow at an amazing rate as well. That one there would have grown this year all of that, 1.5 meters. That's this year's growth. Yeah. But yeah, cherries, walnuts, just grow for fun. They literally grow side of the road, weeds. Same with grapes. Peaches, you've actually got to bother planting them, but you've got to do anything else, they just grow. Apart from ours this year, and he gave us 3. Went on strike this year, our tree did. Disappointing, but the 3 were very nice. Right, there's an example of old Soviet fencing. That's all concrete, look. Now, you can like it or not. Everybody's different. It's like wheels on a car. We all have different tastes. But I love all this older stuff. This cast concrete fencing. Bloody durable anyway. That ain't blowing down in the wind, is it? Where on earth are we? Oh, I know. Yeah, I've just woken up. Dun dun dun. Which way? This way? That way?
Anyway.
Well, you pick. I'm going to stand in the middle of the road and get run over. Oh, we're going this way. Right. Definitely hot. Right, you're an idiot. До свидания. Sorry, I'm back reading some of this stuff. Yes, Lee, got to you. Christmas, Russian economy is collapsing while Western governments consider cutting social support programs. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Sergey, nice to see you. Hi, Chris. Do you know what happened to another Brit's Moscow Uncut channel? No idea, mate. No idea. I don't watch other YouTubers, to be honest. One, I don't have the time. 2, I don't have the inclination. You know, other Brit channels about Russia, I'm kind of living here, and what I find with most of them is it's either Red Square, which I've seen, even though I've never been there. Driven past it, I think, in a taxi. And yeah, I'm sure it's spectacular, but I don't want to see another video from Red Square. I don't want to see another supermarket video. I don't want to see another video from the Moscow Metro. Whilst it's all wonderful, I'm absolutely not putting it down. I've just seen it over and over and over again, you know. And I'm sick of the YouTube titles, the clickbait and the bullshit, but that's what drives the algorithm. That's why they've got 100,000 subscribers and I got less than 5,000, because I don't do the clickbait stuff. You know, the fancy thumbnails and the titles. But I'm sick to death of life under sanctions in Russia. This is a Russian supermarket after sanctions. This is a Russian supermarket during sanctions. Moscow Red Square, the Kremlin, the Moscow Metro, the most amazing metro. You know what I mean. I'm sick of it. I'm really bored with it. It is just to get clicks. It's not telling you anything new. There's nothing new to hear. Nothing new to see. It's just regurgitated. It's just literally robbing somebody else's successful video. That's what they do. Repackage it their own. No, I'd rather do this. That's why I don't like doing videos. I find them tedious. But that said, the Japanese garden video that I will be uploading, you must watch. You have to watch it. It is unreal. Azon and Wildberries. Azon. If you're Russian, you know. New one, yeah. Yeah, you can see it's a newbie. Yeah, and they've revamped it and Azoned. So that's your eBay stroke Amazon cross, kind of. That's nice. Always like that property there. Different fencing, I like that, look. Bit of vertical weave, darling, look. Out, in, out.
Oh, interesting.
It's interesting, isn't it? Gives you privacy, but still lets the breeze come through, the air come through. That's nice. Yeah, I like that. Simple ideas sometimes. Yeah. Big house. Big house. Right. Phew, need some shade so I can read some more comments. Normally, I make a point of saying that I read every single comment. And that's true. I have to read every single comment to see if it's a decent question or, you know, somebody saying they liked a particular aspect of what I'm filming or whatever. Equally, the rude trolls, because you have to read it to know that it's rude. And I'm sure that's not their goal, just to get me to read their stupid comment. If that's their goal, they really do need to get out from the basement, because you need a better goal in life. But I'm sure their goal is to tell the world their point of view so everyone agrees with them. What they fail to understand is there's only a few people that are watching this live. When I see it, I delete it. So it's gone then. So nobody really sees it other than me, and I don't give a fuck. So harsh but fair. More of that lovely concrete fencing. Look. Big property. Big gardens. Big. Just this front area is bigger than most people's gardens in the UK. In fact, my back garden was half the size of that. And that's just there outside the gate's front bit. But yeah, have a look at, if you get a chance, go on to Substack. Never done it myself, haven't been on there. And look for Off-Grid Russia. Have a look at what Mike Jones has just bought. And for, yeah, $6,000. $5,000, $5,500 UK money. House, garden, sauna, or banyo as they're called out here. Not the same as a sauna, but if I say banyo, a lot of people won't know what I'm talking about. Right, bit of catchy uppy. Lee gave you a like, not looking for accolades, but you're interested. Thank you. That's very kind of you. Very kind of you. I don't try to be anything, just try to be me. Turn the camera on, answer questions, talk about what I see, wander about a bit. That way? It's definitely shouty bloke, isn't it? What's he saying? Let's get in the shade. Thank you for the like, Lee. I appreciate that. Every time a dog barks on your Sam's videos, my dog goes mental. Sorry, mate. Another message held for reviews. Obviously, more abuse. Lee, okay, no clue. It doesn't matter. Oh, yeah, okay. I'm from the southeast. I come from a seaside resort town called Eastbourne in East Sussex. And where we live now is just outside, I'd say, the Russian version of that. And look at that. Made out of tyres. It's a proper little animal farm here. Loads of stuff made out of tyres. And an elephant over there, look. Swans and elephants. Awesome. That's what I used to do in the old days. They didn't bury their tyres in landfill. They made stuff out of them. Look. It's a well. That's brilliant. Bet you could take them to Moscow and sell them. Although that would be criminal. Oh, it's bloody hot here. Sergey, yeah, I totally agree. Clickbait rules on YouTube. Yeah, it does. You've got to understand, YouTube is a business. It makes money from ads. So it's not there to be nice. It's there to generate money. And generating money comes from adverts. Adverts. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I see. Interesting. Yeah, and obviously adverts get placed in videos that get a lot of views. So, that's what funds the clickbait titles and the fancy thumbnails and descriptions and all of that. And I get it, if you're prepared to put the effort in, these people make it their living. And they sit there and do all their editing and clickbait and, they work out what's a good topic, what the YouTube algorithm likes, and that's what they talk about. And there's a lot of that at the moment. There's an awful lot of that with YouTubers. They've cottoned on to what gets picked up. So that's the content that they create. Is it right or wrong? I don't know. Depends what your morals and your values are. If you're a used car salesman, you haven't got any morals or values, have you? Shh, now. Just now. Oh, here's one yappy one. I'll start another one off, no doubt. Shut up. All bark, no bite. Yeah, it depends what you're doing YouTube for, doesn't it? I think most people probably start YouTube because they hear of other YouTubers making millions, so they think it's going to be easy money. If that's your purpose for doing YouTube, nothing wrong with that. Just be honest about it. Maybe a disclaimer. This content is for entertainment purposes only. Nothing you see herein will be factual. P.S. I'm a paid shill. Be nice if that was the world, wouldn't it? No, we have all the smoke and mirrors. Anyhow, you won't see that here. This is what you see here. You see the camera being turned on. Some old English idiot waffling. Hey, dog. And the camera being turned off at some point. Not yet. That's what you see here. You make your own mind up then, can't you? Some of your initial reaction will probably be, oh, I don't like looking at that, the road's terrible. Okay. Well, let's zoom out a bit and think, well, these people probably own their house. Well, they will own their house. Won't be on a mortgage. And they're living out here, and apart from the odd yapping dog, they're enjoying their sunshine and their fruit trees and their veg, their fresh fruit and veg that they know is not contaminated or been mucked about with. It's just grown in their garden. So they're eating well. They're living well. See how blue skies don't look too bad to me. So no, what do you want out of life? Coming here, I learnt that working is probably the worst thing you can do. Because that's not living. Working to live. What a terrible way. Living to work, that's even worse. What was that? That's what I did. I thought it mattered. I thought I mattered. I thought it was important work I was doing, and that I was appreciated by the company that I worked for, because that's what they told me. Sucker. Yeah. You're appreciated, and they love you, until they don't love you anymore when you say you're leaving. Then you're the devil. Beelzebub in disguise. Anyhow, I'm going off again, aren't I? Stand here under the shade for a bit, I think. Do you want some water, honey?
Ah, yes.
There you go. Lee, never mind, it sounded weird. I've already answered it, so it's too late. I just want to go to Europe. England is on my list. Would love to see the castles. Yeah, I mean, go to Europe, go to England as a tourist. You'll love it. Absolutely love it. Get off, flying thing. H2O. I'll stay in the shade for a bit. You're getting hot, aren't you? It's hot, isn't it, today? 1st of September. Yeah, you'll love England for 2 weeks as a tourist. See all the castles, the stately homes, the gardens. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. It's not the life that English people live. That's the tourist lifestyle.
They all live in a castle.
Yeah, everybody's living in the castle. Yeah, no, they ain't. Henry, morning from Yorkshire. Morning, sir. Do you have to pay taxes on your land every year? I'll ask the wife.
Yes.
We pay tax on land every year.
Yeah, on land and building.
Yeah.
It comes in one tax, but it's like two separate bits.
Yeah. So it comes as one bill, but it's divided between land tax and house tax. And what is our land and house tax, roughly, approximately? Ballpark. No, just ballpark.
If I correctly remember, it's 2,500 for 2 houses.
There you go. So about 1,200 rubles for a year for land and house. English money, about £10. Yeah, you didn't mishear me. £10 for land and property tax per year. That's what we pay. But then we've got new, quite large, expensive house. Get down to the smaller houses, pay less. So yeah, that's considered expensive. Oh dear, these things have grown, haven't they? Blimey, do you remember these last year? Wow. Phew. Hot, hot, hot. Little breeze now, we're walking into it, yeah, so it's probably about 3 mile an hour breeze, which is okay now we're walking into it. That's a new one. Nice carport. Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, just built. There's a base down there ready for something. Oh, walking from shade to shade. Yeah, just Jess, hope that answered your question. Eric from Alberta, hello. No, Eric Alberta, not from Alberta. You weapon, Chris. Hello. Can I get a... can't even say that word, so... Hi. Oh, Brett, I don't hear anything other than cars or dogs. You must have been taking a sound bite out of this live stream then. Hello everyone from Scotland. Whereabouts in Scotland? Love Scotland. Love it. Brett. Brett's humming. Bless. Lee seems kind of like third world. Does it really? Does it really? Yeah, well, land and property tax £10 a year. Gas bill 90p. Yeah. Fresh fruit and veg. Not artificially modified. No GMO, it's banned in Russia. As is LGBT, blah, blah, blah. Seem designated an extremist organisation. Not allowed. I'll take third world. Thank you very much. If that's your designation, I'll take that. I'll have that. I'll have some of that. Meanwhile, you can live where they wave flags, all different colours, dance around in the streets naked in front of the children. eating genetically modified food at vastly overpriced, paying ridiculous gas bill. I saw a thing today that in the last 12 months, oh no, sorry, last 4 years, gas bill has gone up in UK 94% in the last 4 years. Holy shit. Can't do that here. Gas prices are capped by the government. So yeah, if it's third world, mate, I'll take it. Good morning, chumps. Speech. Okay. Crittle. I'm also southeast. Cool. Elrod, not being rude. Yes, they're lonely and desperate, I suppose. They want to shout. Yeah, I mean, I don't. It's throwaway comments, isn't it? It's from people that are uneducated. All these, you know, these hateful comments that people put in. You know, they come in, they bash something out on a keyboard. They've got no substance. There's nothing to them. It's just a hateful comment. Yeah. And it's just bash, bash, bash. Move on to the next one. Bash another comment out, maybe. I mean, I guess it makes them happy. I don't know what they think they're achieving. They're sitting there with this huge smile on their face, I know, when they're bashing these comments out. Are they really happy in their life? I don't know, maybe they are. I just think it's a bit of a sad existence, really, if that's what you do for fun. But it's always based on complete ignorance, no knowledge at all. And Russians are guilty of this as well. Sorry. Some Russians I'm going to call out. The Russians that left Russia 20 years ago and then sit outside Russia telling everybody, well, I'm Russian, I know what Russia is. No, you don't. You ain't got a fucking clue. You're an idiot. If you knew what Russia is, you'd be back in Russia. So you don't. You sit outside Russia telling everybody, oh, it's a terrible place. Oh, when I was there, oh, I lived. Oh, and it was terrible, and we didn't have this and we didn't have that. Yeah, 20 years ago. Yeah. Not the same country. Not even close. So I haven't got a lot of time for these Russians that left Russia 20 years ago and don't live in Russia. And I haven't got a lot of time for the ones that left 20 years ago, come back and then go, oh, criticise. Well, you've just come back to exactly the same house in the same region that you were in 20 years ago and expect it to be different. Okay? Why don't you open your eyes a bit, travel around a bit, lose your Western attitude. Because you will. Slowly as your world deteriorates and your money runs out. So that's the reason you come back to Russia in the first place, isn't it? So you went to the West, got a bit of money behind you, then had some fancy dream. That didn't work out. Now the money's starting to go. Uh-oh, let's go back to Russia. We can invest and make loads of money. Not the sort of people Russia want. Come to Russia because you fall in love with the country. What's your reason for coming to Russia? It should be that. That should be your reason. Maybe for work. Maybe because you've been offered a good job and you want to go and work in Russia. Okay. But if it's because you want to make money, or you want to live in the sunshine, but you know nothing about the country you're coming to, not really the right reasons. Soviet era fencing. Soviet era, I'm saying. Soviet style. Concrete fence. Not that one. Yeah. Where am I? Oi. I have an orange cat. Cool. Sorry, just passing through. Where are you walking, brother? You've probably just already passed through. walking in Gostogoevskaya in southern Russia, just outside Anapa on Google Maps. Just on the coast of the Black Sea, about 50 miles from Crimea. Type in ANAPA into your Google Maps, you'll see where we are roughly. New ones. For sale. Ooh. It's hot. Want some more water, wife? No? You want to head home?
Huh?
You want to head home?
Not necessary straight away.
Okay. But at some point, yeah, okay.
At some point, want to swim.
Mary Russell, why? Don't know. Hello, Jake. Why is you walking? Because I can't fly, Alex. Tried it once. Didn't work out too well. Well, I tried it a few times, actually, as a kid. Flying off of motorbikes. Flying off of high things that I shouldn't be. So, yeah. Horse, no, not a fan. Not a fan of horses. The reason is they've got a brain, so they tend to do what they want, not what you want. Motorbikes are fine. They just do what they're told. Dumb creatures, aren't they, motorbikes? One of my friends is from Belarus. Yeah, I've looked at Belarus recently. Looks very interesting. Been there for 23 years, but told me about the Banyos, okay? Winter they would go in, Banyos, yep. Fall into the snow. Doesn't sound like fun to me, but he told me it was rejuvenating. Trust me, we've got a sauna and a cold plunge at home and a swimming pool. And yeah, I'm looking forward to firing up the sauna soon. And coming out and standing under the cold plunge, which is just ice cold water. 30 litres of it, you just dump it on your head. Yeah, you won't get it the first time you do it, especially as a Brit. You just think, what the frick is this all about? Oh, plums. Growing, just like weeds, very normal. Yeah, you won't get it the first time you do it. Or the second or the third, probably. Swift Conqueror. Many a racer has spent countless nights in one of those. Yeah, it's one of those things that you have to do a few times. And once you do, you get it. And it's kind of it's part of Russian culture, really, Banya. Goes back to a way of cleaning yourself. When hot and cold running water wasn't necessarily a thing, and nor were showers and electric pumps, etc. Go in the Banya, you sweat everything off of you, and then go into a cold plunge and have a rinse, come out nice and clean. So that's what it stems from. I'm looking for the next bit of shade. So it is a hot day today. There's very, very little breeze here at the moment. Our next road over is the school, I think. It's the vet. And another. We're keeping the vet in business, I think, with our cats. Had to visit the vet again with Ripple the other day. She was racing around the garden, lost her footing on the concrete, slid under the fence with her paw, sliced it open on the edge of a fence panel, cut through, I think, one of the blood vessels, or I don't know, she cut through something inside anyway. There was claret everywhere. Oh dear, off to the vets, stitch it up, send it home. I might just buy a house near the vets, it'd be easier. Bless them. They'll need something at some point. That might be finished one day. I said that about 6 months ago in live stream I was doing, funnily enough. It's probably been like that for 30 years already. Another 30, won't it? Another bridge. Oh, quite bouncy, this one. Whee! nice bit of shade. Right. Lee, one of my friends. Oh yeah, we've done that one. Jake, I live in Georgia, USA, and have the money to move anywhere in the world. Where should I move? Jake, wherever you want. Depends on your values. Depends on what's important to you in life. Far from me to tell you, everybody's different. What do you want? What do you want, you know, what kind of environment do you want to live in? Do you want to live on a desert island with no neighbours? Living off the land? Do you want to live in a bustling city, maybe Moscow? I don't know. You know, only you can answer that. But you've just got to go back to basics. What's important to you? You know, not necessarily what's nice or what you'd like, but what's important, and start from there. It's like buying a car, isn't it? You decide what car you're going to buy, and then you make a list. What colour do you want? What wheels do you want? What trim level do you want? What engine capacity? Is it auto or manual? You make your list, don't you? And then you start working through the list. And that's the same with being in a financial position where you can move anywhere and you haven't got any ties. That's the biggest thing for most people. They're tied to friends and family and a job and a mortgage. But yeah, work out what's important to you. For us, what's important is feeling safe and secure, living amongst people that have good morals, good values, that have respect for themselves and each other. Living in a place that has very good weather, good food, not modified, occasional barking dog. Shut up, mutt. Yeah, being near the coast, that was a thing for me. I'm a Cancerian. Got to have one paw in the ground, in the water. So yeah, you know, when you've got your list of things that are important, see what country or what region provides those. That's what we did. That's why we're here. Georgia is a nice place. Luckily, there seems to be a bit of sense there. The Western NGOs tried to weave their evil spell, didn't they? And it seems to have been fought off, which is fantastic for the Georgian people. Unfortunately, the Romanian people haven't been so lucky. And, well, now they're going after... Who's on the radar now that they're stirring up trouble? Try to regime change. Where is it? They had a bash at Armenia and Azerbaijan, haven't they? Where's the other place they're underway at the moment? Slovakia, isn't it? Yeah. Let's not go down there. Should we go down that way? Well,
I think.
I don't want to go that way. It's dust coming. You can see there's a lorry coming under the dust cloud. All right, let's go this way then. Yeah, the poor Romanians, unfortunately. Is it too late for them? I don't know. I hope not. I hope they manage to regain control of their country. Take it back from these evil empires. These evil people. Don't know. We'll see. Slovakia. Don't know. 6 and 2 frees, isn't it? Anyway, worry about what we can affect. And that'll be whether I'm hot or not. I can affect that. Get in the shade. Drink some more water. So they've changed the priorities of this road. It was a two-way street, now it's a one-way street. And now it just goes this way. Which is going to catch a few people out for a couple of weeks. That way? That way? Straight down. Going straight down. Staying on the footpath. All right. It's on some shade again. Front of me, but he told me, yeah, okay. Jake. Ron said hi. Okay, it would be interesting to know your opinion about other Brits from the Dabble and Travel channel. Personally, I laughed for a very long time at their recent videos from Russia. Yeah, I don't really do the commenting on other YouTubers' channels and content because it's just my opinion. It's a moot point, isn't it? You know, so what? It doesn't really matter what my opinion is, does it? If you enjoy it, great, enjoy it. But you know, what use is it of having my opinion on? Will it change your perspective? Maybe I watch it and say, oh, I hate it, it's terrible. Or maybe I say it's wonderful. Will it change what you do? Probably not. Not being pedantic, but it's just, you know, too many people worry about YouTubers and their opinions. Like arseholes, everybody's got one. Not really relevant unless you're interested in the subject matter. And as I haven't made the videos, yeah. But yeah, if you find them entertaining, great. Nothing wrong with that at all. Like I say, I don't watch other YouTube channels. And that's not true. I'll tell you what I watch. Watch Duran. Watch Alex Christopher and Alexander Mercouris. I did watch Jonesy, Mike Jones, until he was demonised, turned into a monster. I watch Matt Armstrong. Most of it's a load of rubbish, really. It's, you know, it's throwaway visuals, isn't it? But it's the industry that I used to work in, albeit on a professional basis, not on a bish bash wallop, that'll do, don't know what a torque wrench is, that should be all right kind of basis. But it's entertaining, isn't it? You know, at the end of the day, he gets a beaten up Lamborghini that is written off for a reason because it's not financially viable to repair, and then he repairs it, tells everybody how wonderful it is and this is the best thing you should do, given the fact that it hasn't cost him a penny to repair it because you know the YouTube revenue has paid for it. That's the whole purpose of the thing. And he makes it, you know, makes it look like it's an option for anybody. Yeah, get a Lamborghini, smash to bits, rebuild it on your drive, mate. Of course you can. Finds that he's got a broken bit. Oh no, that bit's broken. How much is a new one? 15 grand. Oh God. Well, we've got to have it. Next day, new bit. Yeah, that's realistic, isn't it? That's your average bloke, isn't it? Your average bloke rebuilding his Lamborghini on his driveway. Oh no, that little bit there's broken. It's 15 grand. Oh, okay, I'll just add it to the bill. Sounds realistic to me. But it's just entertainment. It's rubbish TV, isn't it? But some people sort of buy into it. We've got to work out some of this stuff. That goes on to a video that Sam posted on his Telegram channel the other day about, you know, YouTubers and their motives behind their channel, what they're doing. My reply was, yeah, you've got to look at people that have got an axe to grind. It's a bit like MOT in your car, isn't it? Do you take it to a place that just does MOTs, or do you take it to a garage that does repairs and MOTs? My experience is the garage that does repairs and MOTs tends to have a high failure rate. Funny that. Because they can. Is it making your car safer? Of course it ain't. Your car is MOT'd, it's safe at time of test. Well, it's not even that. It's not even a declaration of safety. It is saying that it has passed the requirements for the test at time of test. Doesn't mean anything before or anything after. But people take that as some kind of roadworthiness certificate. Oh, it's got a new MOT. And at one point, if you had a crack in your windscreen that would fail the MOT, you could take your wipers off and take the windscreen out to pass the MOT. because if it wasn't fitted, it couldn't be tested. They changed that because obviously that was a loophole that some people started exploiting. So they changed that. But yeah, it's a nothing. It's just another stealth tax, generation of revenue. Recycle. They can come back into the gene pool once a year, where the money is. Like everything. Or yearly contract. Must return to base, sir. Bring your car in for its yearly servicing. If you don't have it serviced, affects the value of the car, sir. You know, all of that old crap. Anyhow, it's the main road, look. Main road for our village. Don't like walking on the main road, it's a bit noisy, but anyhow. Brett, Monaco is not a place for normal people. Okay. Neither are many Middle Easters. Okay. Stop shaking the camera. No. Randy, you are from Alberta. Okay. Yeah, I suppose, given that was in the guy's name, it probably is. Probably true. It's probably accurate without realising I was being accurate. Anyway. More shade. Eastern country, unless you're ethnic and not white, because of Trump, we are more loved than people before. GMO can give me instant hives. Okay. Just reading some of you guys chatting to each other, so I can't bother to read it out. You're having a conversation amongst yourselves, that's fine. Fill your boots. What is a Western attitude? And I'll tell you what, it can be covered off very easily. Entitlement. That's a Western attitude. Because that's what we're programmed to believe, that we are very lucky to live in the West. We're very lucky to have such a wonderful health service, very lucky to live in a safe society, very lucky to have freedom and democracy. That's what we're programmed with, all of which is untrue, of course. Not only that we're very lucky because, you know, that's available everywhere, but also that it's not true in the countries that we're in. Which is ironic, isn't it? The country that screams loudest about democracy is the one that doesn't permit it. Funny that. Yeah, that's a Western attitude. One of entitlement. I'm English, so I'm entitled to. I should be respected because I'm English. No, fuck off. Be respected because you're a nice person and because you treat people nicely. But based on where you live, that wasn't even a choice that you made, you muppet. Can't stand those people. Ignorant, arrogant, and they're always spineless, they're always cowards. What, honey? Don't tell me when I'm at the crossing. I'm going across now. Can't tell me when I'm at the crossing, sweetie. Dear, dear. Women and directions. Tell me back there. Don't tell me when I'm walking across the road, darling.
No, I didn't think you would cross the road.
Well, the clue's when I turn into the crossing. Yeah, I'm heading that way.
I was thinking that you were not ready
Okay,
to
we'll go.
finish.
Yeah, go this way if you want. You want to look at a house, do you?
No, I just was thinking to go that area that you wasn't, as the big houses, because you're not ready to finish.
No.
So we can go.
You're going to go that way, are you? Okay.
We can go.
Oh, I'm going this way.
Okay.
Sorry. Miscommunication between me and the wife. She thinks because she thinks it, I must know it. Well, I'm hot. It's very hot.
Okay.
Need water. Probably need the swimming pool.
Oh, definitely.
Definitely need the swimming pool. In fact, now I've said I need a swimming pool, that's where I'm going. Very noisy along the main road. Apologies for all of that. Not a lot I can do about it. Much like English people being born in England. Wasn't a choice, was it? Just where you happen to be. So yeah, I don't subscribe to that philosophy of entitlement and Western attitude. And it doesn't work here in Russia. It won't get you far. Which is a good thing. Because it's just a level of ignorance and arrogance that I absolutely cannot stand. And if that's the way you think and work, well, you're living in a bubble. And you're going to live a miserable and unhappy life with no home. You're never going to be happy anywhere if that's your attitude. If you think wherever you go, they should bend the knee to you because of where you were born, you are never going to be happy. It's going to be a very miserable existence for you. Anyway, I'm ranting again. Said I wasn't going to rant today. So that's Western attitude for you, Ernest. Lee, then aren't happy, I suppose. Kind of sad, really, about them. Yeah. My friend has been on welfare for a few years. Pissing a lot of hours off. I've told him doesn't bother me, but he's getting benefits without contributing to society. Yeah, whatever. Can't be. Yeah, it's a whole big debate about welfare and not something I can really be bothered with, to be honest. Just because I don't have any effect on it. So it's kind of, you know, yeah. Not something I focus on, much like chemtrails in the sky. Not something I think about. Not something I can affect. So, no real point thinking about it. But what if they're injecting arsenic into the sky? Well, everybody dies. Can I stop it? No. What if there's a nuclear war? Yeah, everybody dies. Can I stop it? No. What I worry about is, can we pay our bills? Yes. Can we put food on the table? Yes. Is my family safe and happy? Yes. There you go. Things that I can affect. Oof. Back in the shade again. Get rid of you. Can't be doing with that. My comments are a few minutes behind. No, I'm behind. Your comments aren't. Also, I'm going to go. Thanks, mate. Have a good day, brother. Good night. It's midnight. Yeah, you need to go. Peace to you and your friend with you. Thank you. It's my wife. But thank you. UK, along with the US, is run by the International Central Banking Mafia. True statement. Deport, deport, deport. Oh. Okay. Sergey. Okay, thanks. Thank you, darling. It's too hot to be wandering about, darling. You want to be going over there wandering? No. Nah.
No, it was.
Yeah.
Just
Cytius, where are we filming? So this is a village called Gostogoyevskaya, just outside the town of Anapa in southern Russia. A-N-A-P-A in your Google Maps, and you'll see where we are. Where new meets old. Can I eat them?
think yes.
Think yes is not. Oh, you're going to eat one? No, don't eat one yet. I don't like the think yes. Dodgy old bridge, look. Oh, wouldn't be allowed in the West. Oh, you'd have to spend 300 grand putting a new one in. Wouldn't we? Yeah. Just to ensure that an idiot doesn't fall down it in the dark. it is a scorcher. 10 past 11 here in the morning. No way sadness and light want to rush out of button because sorry I like your page. Don't be sorry about it. That's good. Are you a Karen? What do you reckon? Yeah, right. English, very cool. Land where metal is born. Yeah, baby. Yeah. What?
Internet doesn't work. Cannot figure what is it.
Okay. I want to see all Russia. You have not got enough hours in your day, mate. Where is nearest McDonald's? Napa, I think. So about 15 minutes down the road. Which country this? It's not called McDonald's here anymore. It's called what's McDonald's called, honey? Tochna?
Вкусная точка.
Вкусная точка. Tasty full stop. Which country this one? KL boy. This is southern Russia. Jet, Russia. Keep walking. Yeah, but I can't read the comments if I'm walking, so let me just catch up, which I nearly am. Hi. Is this Russia? Yes, it is. Kusman, hasn't Britain outsourced most of its steel production to China and India? Yep. Zdravstvuyte from Coventry. Nice. Right, that's it. Caught up with the chat, so that's a good thing. So now we can crack on. Oh, nice and cool under that bridge at the moment. It's very tempting. 31 degrees at the moment here. 10 past 11 in the morning. Not a cloud in the sky. Not one. 1st of September. Lovely. Walnuts will be soon. We've gone through the season of the different fruits at different times. The strawberries and the melons and the cherries and the peaches and the plums. I think walnuts are next. Melons are still here, just the tail end of the melon season now. I think grape season's my favourite. That tends to be all year. See, grapes. We get ours bottled. A big bit of land, isn't it? Yeah. Land everywhere. Sheesh. Oh, more shade. Jet, I've never seen Russia in my life. Seems like America. Nah. Guzman, tomorrow's mainstream media. Brit in Russia wants to live under a bridge. No, it will say Brit in Russia is forced to live under bridge. That's what it will say. Because that's the level of manipulation and control, isn't it? Anyhow. Cool story. Yeah, that's the thing. If you've never been to Russia, then what you know about Russia is completely false. I will pretty much bet a pound to a pinch of salt. Because what you will know about Russia has come from media. And up until 4 years ago, that was just, negative. Now it's just absolutely vitriol, vile hatred of the worst kind. And, that... Well, does it make me angry anymore? I don't know. Just think it's so sad. I'll tell you what really is sad is the people that still bash away at the keyboard telling me about Russia and how wrong I am when they've never been to Russia, and telling me about the current situation when they know nothing about it other than what they've read in the newspaper or what comes out of their telly box. That's what's sad, that people still, after all these years of this current conflict, still repeat the mainstream media narrative. It's like, have you not grown a brain yet? You know, they just look more and more irrelevant every day, I think. Because if you're still churning out that shit after everything that's happened, after all of the lies, all of the headlines that have been disproved time and time and time again, and if you're still believing that, you're one of two things. You're either just a very evil person that wants to perpetuate hatred, or you're brain dead, incapable of critical thought. But if you're watching my channel and channels like mine, and you're not just diving in, throwing some shitty comment and then diving out, if you're actually watching the videos, if you're going to my channel and watching the other videos, there's a reason for that. It's one, you're smart enough to realise that just because you've been told something doesn't necessarily make it true, and you need to do a bit of research yourself. Or two, it's that you're interested. And I hope that's the case for most of you. I really do. I hope it's out of curiosity. I hope you watch this live and some of the videos on my channel. You know, even if you don't like Russia. If you're on my channel, and the reason for being on my channel isn't to type some shitty comment and throw it away, but it is to watch the videos, then you must have some doubts in your mind. You must be thinking, starting to realise that everything I know about Russia is lies. Maybe you're not there yet. Maybe you're working towards that, I don't know. Maybe you just want a different opinion, and that's the one that I really hope. I hope that it is just you want to gather information and make your own mind up, good, bad or indifferent. I've got absolute respect for people that do that. Not about people agreeing with my perception, not asking people to do that at all. Just would like people to make their own mind up, have their own thoughts and opinions, not ones that they're told to have, and form those thoughts and opinions based on information that you've gained yourself. You know, you've gone to different sources and formed a picture, and on that basis you've gone, okay. And if you still hate Russia after that, okay, it's up to you. But at least do it from an informed perspective. Walnuts. Yeah, they start off green. I didn't know that till I came here. Well, that's how they start. And then when the tree's decided they're ripe enough, it spits them out. And they crack open like conkers. And then, much like a conker, you've got this brown thing inside, haven't you? Conker starts off green and spiky like that, ends up all on the ground all split open with a brown conker inside that you stick a shoelace through and beat each other to death with. Walnuts are the same, except you don't stick a shoelace through them. But yeah, they fall to the ground, the green outer husk splits open. What you expect to be a walnut in a walnut shell comes out. We've got a whole load of them at home. And then you have to break that open to get to the walnut inside. Yeah. Anyhow, bit of useless information for you. Right, let's unplug that. Sheesh. Scorchio. Definitely looking forward to the swimming pool and a nice pint of something cold. More walnuts. Did tell you they grow like weeds. Yeesh. Oh, there you are. Thought I'd lost my wife for a minute and she's behind me in stealth mode. Right, let me catch up. Blimey, yeah. Cool story. Do you learn writing and reading Russian? Honestly, no. I've tried. But my brain doesn't work in the conventional academic sense. So I have to find a different way. So I'm teaching myself. Because until I find somebody that sort of gets the way that my brain works, which is very strange, and I will accept that, until I find somebody that gets the way my brain works, that's the best option. Otherwise, I just find it very frustrating. Maybe I've got something, dyslexia or ADHD or JVC or ITT. I don't know. Managed all right so far in my life. I'll get it, but it won't be from reading books, unfortunately. So yeah, I will end up speaking, reading and writing a level of Russian that will be basic. I absolutely know that. I'm not going to be some great academic, because my learning will be based on vocabulary. It won't be based on grammar. Unfortunately, nearly every teacher of Russian bases their teaching on grammar because, as they say, you have to. Well, I know people that have never taken any lessons, and kids, children don't learn by grammar. They learn from vocabulary. No kid comes out of the womb reading a book. So let me sit here and catch up. Let me sit here. Don't wait for me, honey, if you don't want to. I'm just going to chat for a bit in the cool. Jet V, you keep saying hi, mate. Is there more job opportunities? Yeah, good question. Simple answer is yes. There's virtually no unemployment here in Russia. If you want to work, you can work, whatever your job. Is there an opportunity for a brain surgeon in our village? No. So, it depends on what your field of expertise is. But yes, there is ample opportunity, and ample opportunity for people to start their own business, especially in the service industry. Russia, I will say, is behind in that area, in the service industry. So I think if you started a business in southern Russia and you turned up when you said you were going to turn up, you made a phone call when you said you were going to make a phone call, you quoted a price and that was your quote, that was the price, it wasn't an estimate or a guesstimate, I think you would get an awful lot of customers just by doing that. So yeah, there's ample opportunity. Asja, sky, trees, birds. And then what about you? Don't know. Where in Russia? Gostogoyevskaya, outside of Napa, A-N-A-P-A, in southern Russia. Coast of the Black Sea, about 50 miles from Crimea. Yeah, Mike, there you go, Napa. Where in Russia? Where is that? Napa. Where is Russia, for fuck's sake? Napa, for fuck's sake. Napa, yeah, see? Everybody says it. This message has been held for review, so obviously a load of abuse. Mike Stoms, should we read it? Let's have a laugh, just see if I'm wrong. Oh, you can't do that, that's rude. Bear chills, thank you. I did meet Ray Mears. Painted his Land Rover, actually. Nice place. I like it. We'd like to make it here soon. Yeah, if you've never been to Russia, you need to come on holiday. And that's the thing, people that are looking to move to Russia, you need to visit first. You need to do some research. Don't just, decide you're going to Russia and go to Moscow. Please don't do that. Russia is far more than Moscow and St. Petersburg. Hi from Leamington Spa. Spacey, I love Leamington. That's such a good... It was the capital of the UK. Did you know that? Before London. That's why it looks a little bit like Regent Street, I think. If I'm thinking correctly, Leamington Spa. I think the main high street looks a bit like Regent Street. Modelled on the same same design. But yeah, a rose in between a lot of thorns, isn't it, Leamington? How did you end up in Russia? Just lucky, I guess. Came here on holiday in October 21, before all of the nonsense, before all of the lies and the hatred. After not wanting to come here, because obviously I knew what Russia was. I'm going to say it. Get ready. Snow, bears, gangsters, vodka, horse and cart. That's what Russia is, according to the West. So I didn't want to come here, but did. Came on holiday. Long story short, fell in love with the place. World turned upside down. Nothing was as I expected it or was told it was. The people are amazing. The culture is amazing. There's no crime that I've experienced. The food is unbelievable. The weather is amazing. Could go on and on. As I say now, just to keep the conversation short, it's easier if I tell you what isn't good in Russia. For me, this is my opinion, okay? I don't live in Moscow or St. Petersburg. I live here in southern Russia. So my opinion based on my experience. What's worse for me here is the price of cars. Apart from that, everything else is better. Healthcare, better, no question, hands down. Weather, better, no question. Food, better. People's attitude, better. Level of respect, better. No LGBG, blah, blah, blah. Brilliant. No stupid laws that restrict your ability to talk to anybody. Yeah, you know, I'll go off on a rant. Don't let me do that. Hi Chris, do you happen to know what happened to the channel in Moscow Uncut? No, I don't. Because I don't know what it is. I've never heard of it, unfortunately. Somebody asked me that earlier, but I have no clue. I don't know what that channel is or was. You know, for me, I wouldn't have any interest because the clue's in the title. It's Moscow. I'm like, it's a city. I'm not interested. It's wonderful. Don't get me wrong. You know, Moscow looks incredible. Will I visit Red Square one day? Yeah, of course I will. Absolutely. It's beautiful. Why wouldn't you? But I'm not a city boy. And for me, I want to show a different side of Russia. I don't just want to show Moscow and St. Petersburg. I want to show you where I live. In a village down in the south. Isa, did you get Russian citizenship? No, not yet. No, I'm on what's called temporary residency. Spacey, you're definitely selling it. Sounds amazing. Just go and look at my channel. Have a look at my YouTube channel. It's all random stuff, completely random. There's over 300 videos on there. I can't, you know, people say, what's your channel about? My life in southern Russia-ish. But there's all sorts of random stuff in here, you know. Videos from the home, videos from the swimming pool, me talking about healthcare, visiting vineyards, the beach, trains, Krasnodar Park. Yeah, all sorts. Go and have a look. Especially have a look for the new video that I'm going to load in a couple of days from the Japanese garden in Krasnodar Park. It's unreal. It is absolutely unreal. But have a look at my latest video that I've just loaded. Can't remember the title. You'll have to go onto my channel and look for the latest video. But that is about an 8-minute video showing a new section in Krasnodar Park that's just opened. You want to know what technology is like? That'll give you a tiny glimpse. It's amazing. Peter, hi Peter. Hi Chris, yes. Only negative I see in is machine costs. Yeah, absolutely crazy out the gate prices. But that will change when it gets back to normal. Yeah, I agree, Peter. It's just, you know, it's one of those things. But if that's the only negative, not bad, is it? I'm quite happy with my gas prices, my electricity prices, and cost of food, and yeah, cost of living. Yeah, I'm pretty happy, I've got to say. Right, caught up with the chats, that's good. Let's get you flipped round. Dead centre of the village. Sorry, bad old joke. Oh wow, look at that. Can you see the bottles set into, as decorations, set into the building? Wow. History, whether you like it or not, you know, nobody's living in it. Well, maybe they are. But it's history. It's lovely. I love looking at that sort of stuff. It was great. So there's a new development. Say new, it's been building for a couple of years now, I think. We've watched the start, we watched the first foundations going in. And it's grown now to, I don't know, 150 houses there maybe. Kind of cool. I might wander around there again one day. I've done a few videos from there, so if you're interested, have a look on my YouTube channel. But anyhow, here's where I'm going to love you and leave you, because I'm going to go home, get a drink, and get in the swimming pool, because I am hot. So thanks for watching. As always, please like, share and subscribe. Please just click the like button. If you've watched the live stream, click the like button. Tomorrow you might have to do that. Don't know if you can do it today. Maybe you can. But this live stream turns into a video automatically 24 hours after it goes live. So tomorrow this will be a video that's watchable on my channel, so you can recapture it if there's something you looked at and wanted to see. YouTube does that automatically. But yeah, please subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Check out some of the other videos. Have a look at Sam's channel as well, Sam's Russian Adventures, if you've not already subscribed to that. Another great channel. And Glyn as well. What's Glyn's channel? Oh yeah, Home in Mother Russia. Have a look at that. That's a Brit living, I want to say near St. Petersburg. I've probably got that wrong. But he's building a house literally out the ground. So his channel's really cool, showing you exactly how to build a framed house. Not with a chainsaw, but done properly. Great channel. Had him on a live stream the other night, actually. Bit of an interview. Really cool guy. Have a look at his channel. Who else? Check out Jonesy, Mike Jones, on Substack. Check out his Telegram channel as well. He's not been banned from there. The Foreign Agent, I think it is. Yeah. Really funny guy. I just love his sense of humour. Yeah, very down-to-earth guy, and just, you know, nothing really phases him. He's gone through a lot, so bless him. Good luck to him. Anyhow, I'm at the point of waffling again, so before I do that, thanks for watching. Sorry if I haven't read your comment out, but it was probably abusive, all a load of rubbish. Oh, you're all going to ask a load of questions now, aren't you? Right. Peter, what's the temp there? 31 degrees at the moment, Peter, at 11:30 in the morning. Looks like a very nice place. We have a Russian friend. She is absolutely a fabulous person. House friend, yeah. Yeah, Russians are, I've got to say, lovely people. It's my experience anyway. Get plenty of cherries from here as well. Yum. There you go, Peter. Mike Jones, great guy, yeah. School starts today, yes. So it's Day of Knowledge in Russia today, where the new kids going to school take flowers for the teacher. And they get little gifts and things like that to celebrate the welcoming into the Russian education system and the school. It's kind of cool. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.